Welcome to Turbobridge.
Hi, welcome to Turbobridge. This is Chris, and in this video tutorial we're going to cover the topic of the host control panel. The host control panel is a web-based tool that helps you to manage a live conference call. To access the host control panel, you go to turbobridge.com and you'll see our home page here, and you need to log on to the host control panel at the very top right here under log on and select the host control panel. Now we're going to log on to the host control panel using the conference ID and the host PIN. The host PIN is a 4-digit code that has been provided to you by your administrator. So let's type that in very quickly. And now we'll click Login. We've now arrived at the host control panel. And as you can see, there's a message indicating that no conference is in progress, which means there are no participants in the call for the moment. But we're going to take a minute to walk through the basic window panes of the host control panel before we start the call. As you see here in the upper middle is the dial-in numbers and conference ID, so you know that you've arrived at the right spot, and also the telephone numbers by which to access your conference. Over here on the right is web call. Web call is a way to join the conference using your internet browser and not have to use the telephone. We're not going to cover that in this basic tutorial. As we move over here, you see two lines here. The first line is a series of tabs that cover live conference, history recording, settings, and other items. We're not going to cover these other tabs in this basic version of the tutorial. We're going to focus on the live conference. And below this are two additional lines, which are conference mode and conference control elements. We'll start to use those as people start to arrive to our conference. Okay, now we're back, and what's happened in the last few seconds is 3 people have called into our conference bridge, and now you get a sense of the screen is awakened and we see our callers here. There's a couple of things we want to look at here in the callers list. Is number one, you can sort the name of the caller line ID by clicking these columns here: time of arrival, how long someone's been on the phone. You also get an indication here if someone is talking. This little speaker will move about, and we'll test that right now. You see I'm speaking into the Turbobridge line right now, and you see the little red marks here. And you also have the ability to selectively mute individuals just by clicking and unclicking, or you can simply also unmute everyone with one click. Now the question is about the star. Is often you may have a special speaker who calls in who you want to denote them specially. You can just simply star them so that when they sort, it always stays at the very top of the bar there. For example, this may be my colleague and I want to make them a host. By making them a host, I'm turning on additional commands that are available to them while using Turbobridge. Now, what are some of those commands? Well, let's go up here to the top bar here. By the way, before we go there, here on this side we have a series of selections. This allows you to select a number of callers selectively and perform an action on them. In this case, we can mute these people. We can also unmute just those folks. If you don't have any selected, it will move to all. This also allows you to select different types of call participants. A little more sophisticated, certainly feel free to play with that. Now what we have here is that we see that there are 3 callers on our conference bridge. The call started at 2:24 and we've been talking for 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Now Turbobridge supports 4 different modes. Currently we're in conversation mode. That means everyone gets to talk. And that works great for groups of, say, 10 to 15 people. Everyone can just have an open conversation. However, with larger groups, or where you want to be more in control, you can switch the mode to presentation mode. Now, what happens in presentation mode, you see everything changed here, is only the host is able to speak, and everyone else is muted. Now, I, as the moderator, can selectively unmute people and mute them if I would like them to speak. However, they cannot unmute themselves. The other mode we support is question and answer mode. Question and answer mode will be covered in an advanced tutorial, but in the question and answer mode, it basically quickly mutes everyone who is not a host, but it allows them to unmute themselves by pressing *6 on their phone. Before we end this tutorial, let's take a quick run along the other items here on the bar. One is the security feature, which allows you to lock the conference. Once the conference is locked, no other participant, even if they have the right code, can enter the call. These bars here on entry and exit allow you to control whether the system plays chime music when someone enters or exits. Often, most customers find that when you have a large number of participants, you may want to select this to none, so that there are no sounds played when people come and go. Particularly, this is most important for a large call. For a smaller call, you probably want to hear when people come and go. And finally, the other most important is the recording. You can turn recording on or off. By the way, when you turn recording on, a message is played to all participants that the call is being recorded. Please note that we only make one recording per call. If you turn it on and off during the call, think of it more like a pause button. You can turn it off, perhaps have something off the record discussion, and turn it back on, and it will resume recording. We're not going to talk about some of the other functions here in this basic tutorial, but more importantly, once the call is completed, you can end the entire call, drop all the participants by pressing this X button here. You will get a prompt to ask if you want to make sure you're sure you want to terminate the call, and if the answer is yes, you click OK, and the system will hang up on everyone on the call. As you see, and now the call has been ended. And that concludes the basic tutorial on the host control panel. Be sure to check out our other videos on more advanced features. And thanks again for using Turbobridge.
Goodbye.